parents had done pottery, you know, back when they were younger, and so I kind of felt like this inner connection to them, you know, when I was working in clay. And then I went to college and thought, oh gosh, you know, that would be nice to see if I could major in that. And I ended up taking a year off and apprenticing with a potter and another artist, just to see if that would be, you know, something I wanted to do. And I actually learned the most working with that potter, because he was doing production work and doing wholesale and retail and shows, and he had a gallery space. So it was really, you know, where I learned the most, I think. But then I went to school, finished with a BFA in ceramics, and my teacher, I mean, we had so many teachers that were influential, you know. And I took classes at Pinland and Aramont and all the craft places that you should go, you know, if you're a clay artist or any kind of artist, you know. Hunter was so excited about doing, he's like a wood fire guy, so he wanted to learn about onigamas, and our teacher, Jim Brashear, he was teaching this kiln building workshop. Our teacher, Jim Brashear, in Fairbanks, Alaska, he was offering this wood kiln class during the summer, so we talked our parents into going. we were like, see ya. And we loved it so much that we ended up staying another semester, because we just loved the atmosphere, and there were so many, I mean, the clay studio was just this energized place, you know, so we fell in love with it.
Very cool.
Kentucky Crafted has helped me become more professional. I mean, there's so many workshops and to go to and help you kind of streamline, or, you know, clean up your image and make yourself look presentable, and you know, I'm actually part of the group that goes to the buyer's market, so so that has been great, because there's so much support and feedback, and being able to you know, have that exposure with that wide audience is wonderful. It's great, and financially it helps to have that backing too, you know, when you're just starting out. Well, Kentucky Mudworks in town in Lexington is our clay distributor, and we will buy, you know, all our glaze materials and all our box clay, and you know, they teach classes, and I've taught there from time to time, but we get all our material from there. And when I lived in Asheville, I used to get my material from High Water Clay, and I always loved it that the clay that I was throwing, it was called Little Loafers, and or Loafer's Glory, and there's a town in North Carolina named Loafer's Glory, and it was kind of a neat tie-in, you know. But my husband has like pugged all that clay that's under that table over there. He's worked hard for me. So that's all reclaimed. So with clay you can reuse the material, and if you store it, you know, just bag it or put it in containers, and you can reuse it, which is a nice addition, you know. But now I'm looking into maybe doing a communal studio with. There's another group in town. Have you heard of the Bread Box? But they have it's right behind West 6. They have a studio for artists, and I'm kind of itching to get, you know, to be amongst others, you know. It's nice. This is really great. To have a studio by yourself is wonderful in so many ways, because you can really focus, and it was exactly what I needed at the time. And I have an intern right now who's a graduate at UK. She's a ceramics major, and she's such a good help, and she's starting to do more production work for me, and that's really great. It's really helpful, because then I can focus on making new work, which is, I mean, as you know, it's harder and harder to make, you know, new work when you have a production.
Yeah.
Yeah, ordering material, you know, making sure the business is not just about, you know, making work. Everybody's like, oh, being a potter, it seems like it's going to be, you know, that would be such a fun job. You know, I'm like, well, it is a lot of balancing, you know, doing, balancing, you know, making sure you apply for your shows and balancing checkbooks and ordering material, raising children, yes, and dealing with clients and making sure you have clients, you know, is a huge one. So it's like when you start a business, like it's hard to make it exactly what you want. It's like my vision is way out here, and hopefully I will keep going on this track and reach the goals that I want, you know.